Die Werkstatt. Oh. Ist auch jemand drin?
The floor is covered in wood shavings.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
Wow. Rude. In der Nähe gefunden. Okay.
It's a drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Oh.
Hm.
Puffer fish?
Yes,
Cool.
it's also a lamp, for some reason.
It's earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off a gentle pink light.
Das wäre schon nice. Hätte ich nichts dagegen.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
Why else would it be locked? Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Bild auf der Vorderseite.
Sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Nutzt die Schatzkarte, um die Kombination für das Zahlenschloss der Truhe zu entdecken. Okay. Wir haben... Also da... Sieht fast ein bisschen aus, als wäre hier eine Insel, wo ein X drauf ist. Da ist ein Berg, da ist eine Palme, da ist ein Monster. Okay. Da ist ein X, da ist ein Monster, da ist Palme, Berg. Hä? Ja. I4. Ach so, und nach Norden wahrscheinlich. Oder? Ja. Wenn das jetzt das ist, dann war das ziemlich einfach.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues? And what about that painting on the chest itself?
Okay. Das wäre auch zu einfach gewesen. Aber es ist doch so quasi genau das hier. Man muss die Palme ein bisschen weiter weg sein. Habe ich was? Also... Ja, dachte ich mir auch, dass die Palme weiter weg ist. Aber ist hier sonst noch irgendwo sowas? Oh, und Vögel fehlen. Das sind auch Vögel, die hier auch sind. Oh, das dann vielleicht. Das könnte sein, dass das so ein bisschen verschoben ist. Also, dass wir da sind und nach Westen schauen. Dann H6 Westen.
There we go.
Ja, cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Okay. Oh, das sieht aus wie die Flora. Oder? Flora war die, mit der wir gerade geredet hatten. Frau mit grauen Haaren ähnelt, genau. Okay. Verstehe. Keine Ahnung, was uns das jetzt gebracht hat, aber cool.
The
Unten
entire
irgendwas.
room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
Ein Schiffsrumpf. The fuck? Okay. Stimmt, das sieht auch voll so aus.
It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in. Yeah, it's a massive conch shell. Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
I hope so.
Ich hoffe nicht. Mag keine
It's a
Krabben.
magic lamp. Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure.
Shelf junk.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh,
Ich mag die beiden irgendwie, wie die miteinander reden.
more maps.
Cool.
No, they're just blank.
Oh. A pencil drawing of a mountain on a moonlit night.
Mood.
Mood.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of. I think it's the actual
Das hatten
hull.
wir ja.
A lot of redundant light sources in here.
Okay, ich glaube, ich hatte so ziemlich alles. Was ist hier?
The entire room is made
Oh,
of
it's
wood.
not
Okay,
just,
das ist
it's the
nix.
actual hull.
Kann man da irgendwas
A map
machen?
with a dotted line.
That's a very boring way to describe a treasure map.
Okay, dann reden wir mal mit ihm. Der Blick.
Sir? Can you hear me? I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
Okay. Interessant.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer.
Ah, natürlich.
Explorer slash treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
Ich finde seine Stimme so cool und wie er sich bewegt. Und ich feiere den gerade voll.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh mein Gott, der ist so cool. Hi, Phoenix Drive. Wie geht's? Alles gut bei dir?
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on Flora's, working on a project.
Okay.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
Weird. Sehr verdächtig. Aber er sieht so cute aus. Ich liebe ihn. Ja, bei mir auch alles soweit, so gut. Nur langsam Hunger, weil irgendwie alle hier im Chat essen. Und ich jetzt auch was möchte. Aber gut.
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right. Fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Okay. Ich verstehe das hier noch nicht so ganz, wie das alles aufgebaut ist. Was habe ich voll überlesen? Sorry. Shira, die hat doch jemand gesagt, man kann das auf so einer Retro-Games-Seite im Browser spielen. Ich habe nichts gefunden. So, keine Ahnung. Deswegen... Keine Ahnung. Ich kenne mich da nicht so aus. Und ich habe einfach nichts gefunden, wie ich das spielen kann. Und ich habe wirklich lange, also das ist jetzt auch schon ein paar Monate her, aber ich habe lange nach irgendwelchen Möglichkeiten gesucht. Auch irgendwie YouTube-Tutorials und lauter so Zeug überall gesucht, wie ich das Spiel oder die Spiele spielen könnte. Aber keine Ahnung, nichts gefunden. Auch in irgendwelchen Foren und so reingeschaut. Aber nope. Oh, was wirst du essen? Wahrscheinlich einfach so, ich habe so Mini-Croissants noch da. Ja, nix Besonderes. Na gut.
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Yes, been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest of 3. Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know.
Okay. Das habe ich vorhin gar nicht geblickt. Also ich kann die Leute auch ansprechen.
You're the one currently
Auf andere Leute.
presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
Okay. Freya?
Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know.
Könnte schon wieder ins Bett gehen. Oh ja. Bin auch müde. Ich habe Hunger. Ich bin müde. Ich will aufhören. Nein, aber irgendwie interessiert mich das Spiel gerade noch zu sehr. Ich will noch nicht aufhören. Knack und Back. Was?
It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens. My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow.
Dein Vater war ihr Großvater. Okay. Sie war ja, glaube ich, ganz links. Und Flora war, glaube ich, in der Mitte von dem Stammbaum. Die Croissants, was? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Let's just say, there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
Okay. Kann ich dich dann auch auf Gegenstände ansprechen?
Charming, isn't
Tatsache.
it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
Damn, das sind ja verdammt viele Gesprächsoptionen. Wow, gerade kurz Brainlag gehabt. Aber es Knack- und Bug-Croissants sind. Ich dachte, die du gleich noch isst, sind vielleicht... Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ich will jetzt nicht extra aufstehen. Ich dachte, ich könnte es von hier vielleicht sehen. Aber nö. Ich weiß nicht. Kann sein. Sind von Edeka.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, is less likely to come back.
That's
Okay.
kind of extreme.
Ja.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it?
Und dazu diese schöne Musik im Hintergrund. Keine Aufbackdinger. Eigentlich nicht. Also man kann sie bestimmt im Ofen warm machen. Aber das ist zu viel Arbeit. Was? Aber knackst und backst du sie? Nee. Knack und backst sind diese Dosen, die man gegen die Tischkante kloppt. Ah, okay, nee. Das nicht. Wieso gegen die Tischkante? Okay, keine Ahnung. Ich habe ja auch, also ich hatte ja, also ich habe keinen Ofen, Leute. Ich habe mir jetzt zwar ein, wie heißt das? Wie heißt es denn? Ich habe mir so ein Ding gekauft, was ein bisschen wie ein Ofen ist, aber halt kein Ofen. Wie heißt es denn? Airfryer. Airfryer habe ich mir jetzt gekauft. Vor 2 Wochen oder so. Und ist immer noch im Karton und noch nicht ausgepackt. Ja, reden wir nicht drüber.
What's
Okay.
this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I found it comforting.
Ja, I don't know. Ich bin schon, Leute, ich habe heute Geschirr gespült. Schon. Also, heute bin ich voll produktiv. Wenn ich das schon geschafft habe, dann kann man nicht erwarten, dass ich noch schaffe, einen Karton auszupacken. Brauchst du offenbar dringend. Sehr dringend. Vorher wundert sich, dass sie nicht kochen kann. Ist in der Küche eine Arbeitsplatte. Ich habe 2 Herdplatten, wovon eine nicht geht, weil da ein Sprung drin ist. Und theoretisch hätte ich auch irgendwie ein bisschen Arbeitsplatte, aber da steht halt mein abgespültes Geschirr drauf. Und das muss ich dann natürlich auch erstmal wieder wegräumen, wenn es trocken ist. Also ich habe noch gar nichts getan, außer konsumieren. Ja, ich habe schon voll viel gemacht und ich streame jetzt hier auch schon seit ein paar Stunden. 3 Stunden. Also, da es nicht produktiv ist, dann weiß ich auch nicht. Und ich kann den jetzt echt zu allem befragen. Das ist schon viel. Und wenn ich dann jede einzelne Person, die ich hier treffe, nach allem befragen kann, Dann kann das Spiel, glaube ich, echt lange dauern. Aber wir können mal nach der Kassette... Wo ist denn die andere Kassette? Ah, da. Beschädigt.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Okay. Poppy? Okay, es wird nicht zu allem so ausschweifend irgendwas gesagt. Das ist schon mal gut.
That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Okay, auch Poppy.
Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Ja.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do.
Essen konsumieren, Kaffee konsumieren, Unterhaltung konsumieren. Oh. Mir ist gerade erst eingefallen zu schmieren. Was? Schmieren? Was schmierst du? Klingt, als wärst du gut versorgt. Ja, oder? Östrogengel. Ah, okay. Okay. Ja. Take your meds, people. Ups. Einfach voll Kopfhörer aus dem Ohr gerissen. Okay, sag was zur Statue.
Isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history in some way, but I can't recall. I'm as confused as you are.
Okay, Porträt.
It would have been a beautiful painting. It's rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Mit dem Messer?
These
Blut dran?
modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Will er gerade nur seine Frau in Schutz nehmen? Naja.
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ja.
Yes, so we shall.
Stimmt natürlich auch.
Does Flora normally keep something in here?
Ja, gell?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
Ja, vermutlich.
Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
Okay.
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that. Ah, you found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
Ist schon cute.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course.
Ja, sag ich doch.
Surrounded by all her favorite people.
Wer sind ihre favorite people? Ist es eine, die Freya? Und noch andere Leute, die ich gerade nicht erkenne? Aber gut. Gut. Ja. Gibt echt viel zu schauen. Kommen wir da rein?
Locked.
Ah, verschlossen. Okay. Dann können wir nochmal nach unten. Würde mich jetzt interessieren, ob da jetzt was
I
anderes...
think it's a family tree.
gesagt wird, wenn ich da jetzt Freya.
Freya Fellow.
The murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all.
Das hatten wir.
Fiona Fellow.
Ach nee,
dead
Fiona?
center.
She's half
Do you
fellow.
think she still lives here?
Nee, Fiona. Wir waren. Flora.
Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects.
Okay. Felix haben wir gerade geredet?
Felix Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Okay. Es wird ein bisschen mehr gesagt, aber gut. Aber nicht so wirklich mega viel. Gut. Können da auch mal hin. Steinplatz. Oh, da ist auch wieder jemand.
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
Anschauen.
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
So what does it do?
Drehe das Einstellrad, bis alle 4 Zeiger in der rechten Position sind. Oh Gott. Oh Gott. Oh Gott. Oh Gott. Wie mache ich das am blödsten? Also das da kann ich gar nicht bewegen, ohne dass sich das auch bewegt. Sind immer die 2, die nebendran sind, ja. Genau, okay. No. No. Jeder Kreis bewegt nochmal die 2 Kreise daneben, genau. Warte, alle in der rechten Position schon, gell? I don't like this. Nein. Verdammt, es geht in die andere Richtung. Nein. Mann. Okay. Das ist doch fast. Hatte ich? No. I hate it. Nein. Why? Warte. So. Ach so, nee, das dreht sich dann ja weiter. verdammt. Oh, ich hasse sowas. Ich kann es nicht. Oh Mann. Gerade schon wieder. Nee, gar nicht. Ich weiß nicht, was du meinst. Mache ich das jetzt? Jetzt ganz rechts drehen. What? Ich drehe sowas immer einfach irgendwie hin und her, bis es irgendwann zum Klick passt. Ja. Genau das mache ich ja auch gerade. Hm. Maybe? Ja, Gott. Oh mein Gott.
Nope.
Was?
So
Was?
moving any of the hands turns the adjacent hands in the opposite direction. It's like cogs on a machine.
Was? Nein? Hä?
I guess that's wrong.
Did you work out what each one ends with a little hoop?
Was? Why not? Ich dachte, das wäre das, was ich machen muss. Oh Mann. I don't like this. Oder muss das... So? Dass alles irgendwie eine Zahl darstellt oder so? Ich weiß nicht, was ihr wollt.
Nothing.
It's just numbers on a clock. 3 on the right, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the left, and 12 on the top. You only need 90-degree angles. That should make it easier to work out.
Was? And with a little hoop? Ich verstehe, was die wollen. So. Ja.
Nothing.
It's just numbers on 3 on the right. You only need 90-degree angles.
Das wollte ich jetzt nicht. Warte, nochmal.
Nothing.
It's just numbers on a clock.
Es sind nur die Zahlen einer
3 on the
Uhr.
right, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the left, and 12 on the top.
Rechts eine 3. Unten eine 6. Links eine 9. Und oben eine 12. Also muss das so...
You
Oh,
only need 90-degree angles. That should make it easier to work out.
ich bin doof. Okay. Jetzt verstehe ich's. Das ist halt wie bei einer Uhr. Der Zeiger muss auf die 3, da wo halt die 3 steht. Der Zeiger muss, glaube ich, auf die 9, da wo halt die 9 steht. Der muss auf die 6 und der muss auf die 12. Ja gut. Das ist jetzt doof. 12. 6. I mean... Nee. Mist. Aber schon so, genau, das ist auf die 3, das ist auf die 9, das ist 12 und das muss jetzt noch nach unten. Ich mag das nicht. Okay, wie kriege ich das jetzt hin? Wie kriege ich das jetzt hin, dass es sich so bewegt, wie ich es möchte? Oh Gott. Ich kann so nicht denken. Das ist mir zu schwierig zu denken. Leute. Okay. Wenn ich das da... Es muss so... Maybe... So... So... Das passt, oder?
No, that was it.
Nice work.
Oh Gott. Oh Gott. War anstrengend. Aber gut.
What's in the box?
Bitte lass jetzt wenigstens irgendwas Sinnvolles drin sein.
Tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
Was ist das? Ja. Teleskop. Kleine Linse. Ein kleines Messingwerkzeug mit einer gebogenen Glaslinse. An der Unterseite befindet sich eine Schraube. Okay. Interesting. Was haben wir denn sonst so?
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one, too. There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off. A pointless little stone tower.
I don't know. Might be a good hiding place.
Want to play hide and seek?
I could be persuaded. It's Tangle Tower, or at least it's the mansion at the base of Tangle Tower. You ever see a mushroom
Pilz?
that
Ja.
big before?
Not in real life.
Ist hier so?
It's a sea serpent,
Ja.
turned into stone by a wizard.
If you say so. What happened to its head?
Beheaded. By the same wizard.
Vom selben Zauberer. Und hier so.
A wooden trunk that opens up into a full desk.
Das ist schon irgendwie cool.
I want one.
Ja, same. Was ist das denn?
A giant glowing gemstone full of plants.
Ach so, ein Gewächshaus.
AKA a greenhouse.
Mhm. Okay. Ich würde sagen, wir reden jetzt noch mit ihr. Und dann... Oder mit dieser Person. Keine Ahnung, irgendwie wollte ich diese Person gerade weiblich gendern. Wir reden jetzt noch mit dieser Person und dann mache ich Schluss für heute. Weil ich echt Hunger habe.
Wow. Nice cape.
You're not fellows or pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
Irgendwie muss ich da gerade voll an The Legend of Korra denken. An diese Zwillinge vom Nordpol, Südpol. Ich glaube Nordpol, oder? Bin mir gerade nicht. Ja, doch. Diese. Ja, oder? Ich weiß nicht. Das erinnert mich gerade voll daran. Das ist auch so voll creepy Person irgendwie. Und weiß nicht. Gut.
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective. Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective. If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you anyway?
Private Detective Hawkshaw.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
You're not on the Freya fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out
Okay.
informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Ups.
Now, if you would, I have work to do.
Können wir erst noch über ein paar Sachen reden?
It's not in my interest to discuss personal details.
Even if you're one of the suspects in a murder?
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm on a case at the behest of my client.
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours. 5.5 days.
Okay.
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that. Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar?
Oh, das ist cool. Aber können wir nicht irgendwie zusammenarbeiten, wenn wir alle Privatdetektive sind? Oder geht das nicht?
You really think so?
Cute.
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky, out the open window.
No.
Didn't say a word, although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library. It took longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too?
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite. Towards the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase.
Ich hoffe, ich muss mir das nicht alles merken. Sonst wird dieses Spiel, glaube ich, unmöglich für mich durchzuspielen. Aber mir gefällt das, wie das auch so alles dargestellt wird. Ich glaube, das ist ein gutes Spiel. Ich glaube, das gefällt mir.
Our eyes met. He was breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase. More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be entangled in whatever was transpiring in Fellow Tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance. He spoke to me of what had occurred. His report was as clumsy and cumbersome as the man giving it.
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear. But sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
Okay. Interesting.
314 cases solved. 314.
Okay. Erzähl uns was über Flora.
Quite the stoic statue, isn't she? I can only dream of being as cold and indifferent as Flora Fellow.
You think she's hiding something?
Perhaps. She has some strange habits. I heard she barely sleeps, an hour here or there, sporadically. Spends the rest of her time staring up at the sky.
Aber hat sie das schon immer gemacht oder macht sie das jetzt erst seitdem Freya tot
Freya
ist?
Fellow is of great interest to me. I perceived her to be the most intelligent individual here at Tangle Tower. Within a day, she had identified for whom I was working and for what I was searching. I didn't know how she did it. I was impressed.
Ja?
I regret that I did not question her more thoroughly when I had the opportunity.
You couldn't have known she was about to be killed, though.
I have only myself to blame for failing to perceive the signs.
What signs?
I do not wish to do your job for you, Detective.
Lass uns doch zusammenarbeiten. Mann, okay, dann mit
Did you
ihm.
get anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious.
Ja gut. Warum sind da eigentlich immer so zwei Symbole und das eine ist
Did you get
ausgegraut?
anything useful out of him?
Not sure. What about you?
Nothing worth committing to paper.
I think he knows more than he lets on.
Probably. But talking with him is so tedious.
Vielleicht gibt es dann später nochmal Gesprächsoptionen, wenn wir irgendwie mehr wissen oder sowas. Ich verstehe es noch nicht so ganz. Was ist denn diese kleine Linse?
Belongs to you, Hawkshaw?
Correct.
And, what is it?
It's my handheld microscope for up-close investigation work.
What do you magnify with it?
Trace particles, dust, oils, clothing fibers.
Have you used it here at Tangle Tower?
I have. I used it to examine the greenhouse only 2 days ago.
What were you looking for?
That is between myself and my client.
Sei doch nicht so mysteriös.
These figurines remind me of a case I once solved involving a possessed doll. Turned out to be a bit of a smokescreen, as these things often do.
Okay.
Life sounds fun. Grimoire, why don't we ever have fun adventures like that?
Are we not having a fun adventure right at this very moment?
I'd tell him not to quit his day job, but he hasn't got one, has he?
Aw.
Paints?
Yep.
Paints.
Mm-hmm.
Ich finde sie irgendwie cool.
I believe that was in Flora's room yesterday, but it was not cracked when I saw it last. A somewhat cumbersome device, and an altogether inefficient way to listen to music.
What kind of music do you like, Hawkshaw?
I like anything.
What a cop-out.
Where'd you dig that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps? Conveniently left anonymous. It's useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No.
Okay, chill.
Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely you don't believe in that kind of thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking. The paint is still wet.
Yeah, well, we know Freya was in the middle of painting when she was killed.
Do you know that? How? Because you were told? You got it open. I'm impressed.
Ooh,
I
she's
managed
impressed.
it myself yesterday.
Danke.
I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty. Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
We're working on it.
That's a no, then. You truly consider this a case file?
What's wrong with it?
No organization, no system.
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint.
Okay, okay.
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
Huh. I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for anything like that. I was disappointed too.
Ich weiß ja nicht, aber okay. Interessanter Ort.
Bye.
Ich schau gerade, ob man hier noch irgendwo...
It's a big stone dais.
Biggest one I've ever seen. First one, too.
Ja gut, Leute. Leute. Ich werde jetzt hier an der Stelle aufhören. Achso, kann ich irgendwo speichern? Kann ich speichern? Geht das? Oder automatisch speichern ist an? Okay. Ich nehme an, dass es jetzt gespeichert wurde. Ich hoffe einfach mal. Sonst haben wir ein Problem. Es wurde bestimmt gespeichert.